All men should watch this video. 7 hidden secrets that women secretly crave. Stoicism. Modern Stoic. 99% of men don't do this. Women love it. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Eden Arbez. It might seem extreme, but think about this. How often do you see guys who have it all, looks, money, confidence, and still struggle to connect with women? It's not about those things. Most men overlook the small, subtle actions that make them truly irresistible. Today, I'm sharing 7 secrets that women secretly crave, but rarely talk about. These aren't your usual dating tips. These are psychological triggers rooted in science and stoicism that can make you unforgettable without trying too hard. What if you could tap into subconscious desires that most women don't even realize they have? Stand out without chasing or proving yourself, just by understanding what makes a woman feel truly seen and desired. Without knowing these secrets, you're at a disadvantage. You could be missing out on the kind of attraction that keeps her thinking about you long after you're gone. Stay tuned for the final secret. It's the most powerful one. And once you get it, your whole view on attraction will change. Like, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the life-changing tips coming your way. Secret 1. The subtle power of a hand on her back in public. Secret number 4. The power of a hand on her back in public is deceptively simple, yet it speaks volumes about who you are as a man. This small gesture, a hand placed lightly on the lower back as you guide her through a crowd or walk side by side, has the ability to convey leadership, confidence, and protection without the need for any grand show of masculinity. In a world where women are often bombarded with exaggerated displays of strength or control, they crave something more subtle, something that speaks to their instincts and deep-seated desires. The feeling that the man beside them is grounded, self-assured, and capable of taking charge when needed. This touch, though seemingly insignificant, offers reassurance, sending a powerful message that you are not just present physically, but are also emotionally aware and in control of the moment. It's about showing that you are the calm in the storm, the steady hand guiding her through life's chaos. What most men don't realize is that this gesture isn't about asserting dominance or forcing control. It's about demonstrating presence. Too often, men either hesitate when making this move, unsure of how to approach it, or they do so in a way that feels too stiff, awkward, or mechanical. The key is in the balance. The touch should be light yet purposeful, brief yet intentional. The goal is not to dominate, but to subtly affirm your place beside her, offering a silent but powerful reassurance that you are there, fully engaged and able to lead when necessary. To put it into perspective, think about the profound impact of the unspoken moments between you and someone you care about. A glance, a brief touch, a shared look that says more than words could. This touch on her back is just one of those moments, a micro-expression of emotional intelligence that shows you understand the rhythm of connection. As Marcus Aurelius once said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. It's not about thinking too much or analysing the gesture. It's about embodying the traits that make a man worthy of respect: presence, confidence, and the ability to lead with quiet strength. So next time you're out in public, take a moment to lead with your actions. A simple hand on her back can make all the difference. It's a subtle signal of your grounded nature, of your ability to take control without being controlling. It's an elegant reminder that as a man, your strength doesn't have to scream for attention. It simply has to be felt. What are your thoughts on this? Have you experienced how small gestures like this can shift the dynamic between you and someone you care about? Share your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. Comment to remember, I am the calm, confident leader in every moment. Secret 2. Why touching her hair at the right moment creates connection. There are moments in life, subtle and powerful, that create an undeniable bond. Among them is the art of touching her hair at just the right moment. a gesture most men overlook, yet one that has the potential to forge a deep connection. Let me make this clear. It's not just the act itself, but the energy behind it. Touching a woman's hair at the perfect moment is far from trivial. It speaks volumes without saying a word. It's a moment that, if handled with finesse, can ignite trust, intimacy, and attraction. As the great philosopher Aristotle once said, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. And understanding the power of this simple gesture requires an awareness of its profound impact. But here's the thing. Done wrong, it can feel intrusive, awkward, and even disconnected. The key is timing. The key is presence. The key is understanding why this works. Women's scalps are some of the most sensitive areas of their body, lined with nerve endings that, when gently stimulated, evoke powerful emotional responses. This is no coincidence. A soft, deliberate touch of her hair doesn't just send a signal of physical closeness, it sends a message that resonates deep within. I see you. I am here. I am present. I respect and cherish the energy we share. You see, it's not about the touch itself. It's the unspoken message behind it. It's the silent acknowledgement that you're not just going through the motions, but that you are attuned to her. You're engaged with her energy, but timing is everything. There's no magic in this if it's rushed or forced. You don't touch her hair at a random moment, and certainly not in the early stages of your relationship, when there's no foundation to support that kind of vulnerability. It's only when there's a connection, when there's warmth in the air and the chemistry flows naturally between the two of you, that this small, intimate gesture holds its true power. When she leans in slightly, or her smile deepens with that unspoken invitation for closeness, that's when you know the moment has arrived. In modern life, where everyone is constantly on the go, rushing from one task to another, we often forget the value of these small, seemingly insignificant moments that can change everything. Yet, they are the moments that define true connection. In our age of technology and distractions, a genuine touch, a touch that signifies understanding, trust, and intimacy, becomes rare. But it doesn't have to be. You, as a man, must learn to recognize the value in these moments. Too many men miss this golden opportunity because they don't understand the deep emotional signals women are constantly sending. They rush, they move too fast, they assume that attraction is only about the physical when it's much more about the emotional. But when you learn to master these small, intimate gestures, you shift from just another face in the crowd to someone who truly understands what it means to connect on a deeper level. I want you to remember this. Connection is not a race, and it's not about quantity. It's about quality. It's about those moments that make her feel seen, heard, and valued. And touching her hair at just the right moment, that, my friend, is one of those golden opportunities to elevate your connection to something rare and exceptional. You want to know what makes you stand out from the crowd? It's the ability to recognize these moments, to be present, to allow her to feel safe, comfortable, and cherished. Because at the end of the day, when a woman feels your presence, not just your touch, when she feels that you are truly attuned to her, she will never forget that moment. And neither will you. So the next time you find yourself with her, don't just rush into the physical. Pay attention. Watch for those subtle cues. Be ready. Because if you can get this right, you'll understand why great men are not remembered for what they did, but for how they made others feel. And the key to that? It's these small, powerful gestures that show your attentiveness, your care, and your mastery of connection. Remember, master the art of presence, master the art of timing, master the art of touching her hair just when she needs it most. Secret 3. Flirting with confidence and respect. Now, let's delve into secret number 2, the art of flirting with respect. Flirting is an essential part of human interaction, but for many men, it can be confusing and hard to master. Some guys take it too far, pushing boundaries and coming across as needy or even obnoxious, while others are too cautious, afraid of making a mistake, and thus missing the opportunity altogether. But here's the truth. Women enjoy flirting, but only when it's done with a mix of confidence, subtlety, and above all, respect. When you flirt in this way, you're not just trying to gain her attention, you're creating an interaction that feels natural and exciting, one that leaves her wanting more. Imagine this: a man who flirts with effortless confidence draws attention because he creates an electric energy around him, where the conversation flows smoothly and there's no tension or pressure. It's a delicate balance of being playful and engaging without crossing into uncomfortable territory. Flirting isn't about impressing her with exaggerated lines or cheesy jokes that have no substance. It's about keeping things light, fun, and spontaneous. Think of it as a dance, just like in a waltz. You lead confidently, but you also allow space for her to follow, move, and engage at her own pace. The best moments of flirting come when you're not forcing it, but rather allowing the energy between you to naturally evolve. A great way to master this is through teasing. But this is no ordinary teasing. It's playful, light-hearted, and designed to keep the conversation fun without creating discomfort or offence. For example, if she mentions her love for a certain type of food, you might respond with something like, "Oh, really? That's your top choice. Clearly, you've never had my cooking." This response isn't about belittling her opinion. It's a subtle, friendly challenge that makes the exchange interesting, while also introducing a bit of playful competition. It's this kind of back and forth that builds attraction, because it shows you're not intimidated by her, and you're comfortable enough in your own skin to take the conversation in fun, unexpected directions. But the most important thing to remember is that flirting should never be about seeking validation or approval. The moment you feel the need to try too hard or become desperate to win her over, you lose your edge. Women are instinctively drawn to men who are comfortable in themselves, men who don't rely on the crutch of empty compliments or exaggerated gestures. Instead, they appreciate men who can make them laugh, who tease without malice, and who can engage with them without fear of rejection. It's that calm self-assurance that makes you magnetic. It's not about trying to be someone you're not. Rather, it's about being the best version of yourself and showing it without hesitation. In today's world, where everyone's so connected and communication is instantaneous, it's easy to forget the value of patience and respect in these interactions. Society tends to favour boldness and overt displays of confidence, but there's something magnetic about a man who knows how to take his time, who doesn't rush to impress, and who respects the boundaries of the conversation. Modern life throws all sorts of distractions our way, and in the dating world, these distractions often manifest as pressure to move things along too quickly or force a connection that isn't quite ready to form. The most attractive men, however, are the ones who understand the value of creating a space where the conversation can evolve naturally, free from pressure or the fear of saying the wrong thing. By flirting with confidence and respect, you show that you are not just another guy trying to win approval, but a man who values the process of getting to know someone. Ultimately, the secret to flirting is simple. Be comfortable in your own skin, have fun with the exchange, and don't be afraid to show your playful side. When you flirt in this manner, you create a space where she feels at ease and excited to get to know you more. It's a dance where both of you feel like equal partners, engaged, intrigued, and curious. And this subtle yet powerful approach to flirting will not only make you stand out, but it will also leave a lasting impression. So remember, it's not about impressing her with elaborate compliments or flashy gestures. It's about being genuine, playful, and confident in the moment, allowing things to unfold naturally. That's what makes the art of flirting truly irresistible. Secret 4. The power of touch before intimacy. In the intricate dance of building attraction and fostering emotional connection, there's an often overlooked element that many men miss: the power of touch before intimacy. Picture this. You're out on a date. The conversation is flowing and everything seems right. She's laughing, engaged, and enjoying the moment. But despite all that, something doesn't feel entirely aligned. There's an underlying sense that the connection isn't as deep as it could be. You say your goodbyes, Send a follow-up text and wait for a response, but it doesn't come. The silence is deafening. What went wrong? For many men, the instinct is to rely solely on their words, thinking that a great conversation will seal the deal. But for women, the foundation of attraction is far more nuanced. It's not just about what is said, it's about how she feels, both emotionally and physically. A major key to creating that deeper bond is something incredibly simple, yet profoundly impactful. Touch, and not in a brash, intrusive way, but in a subtle, intentional manner that speaks volumes. One of the most powerful, yet often underrated gestures women crave is a simple, gentle massage before intimacy. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but it's precisely this gesture that can shift the entire dynamic. Why? Because emotional connection is just as, if not more, important than physical attraction. A tender, non-sexual touch communicates layers of meaning that words alone cannot express. It transcends the surface level and speaks directly to her emotional core, sending the message, I see you, I care about you, I want you to feel safe and comfortable in my presence. It's an invitation to relax, to be understood, and to connect on a deeper level. The beauty of this approach lies not in the technicalities of how you touch her, but in the intention behind it. The difference between a simple gesture and a transformative one is your presence in the moment. You don't have to be a professional massage therapist or put on a show. It's about being fully present, paying attention to her body language, her breathing, her subtle cues. It's about offering her a space where she feels both physically and emotionally cared for. When you engage in touch with this level of intention, it's not just about calming her nerves before the next step. It's about creating a space where she feels valued and desired in every sense of the word. This mindset is aligned with the principles of Stoicism, particularly the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, who famously said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." The essence of Stoicism is to focus on what's within your control and act with integrity, clarity, and purpose. You don't need to overthink the situation or become obsessed with getting everything right. In fact, overthinking can often ruin the moment. Instead, be genuine. Let your actions, particularly the act of touch, speak for themselves. In doing so, you'll convey that you are present, engaged, and attuned to her needs, not just trying to get it right, but simply connecting in a way that's meaningful. This principle isn't confined to just relationships. It applies to everyday life as well. Whether you're interacting with a colleague, a friend, or a loved one, the power of intentional, non-verbal communication can transform your relationships. The subtle touch of a handshake, the casual pat on the back, or even the brief hand on the shoulder can say more than any words ever could. It's all about conveying empathy, presence, and a genuine desire to connect on a human level. Just as Marcus Aurelius teaches us to embody the qualities we seek in others, in relationships, it's not about making grand gestures to impress. It's about being present, letting your actions speak, and understanding the deeper emotional undercurrents at play. Remember, it's not the act of touch itself that matters most. It's the intent behind it. If you're going through the motions without paying attention to her responses, the connection won't grow. But when you approach her with genuine care and attentiveness, it will be felt. She'll know that you're not just physically interested, but emotionally present and engaged. That emotional bond, the kind that can't be created by words alone, is the foundation of lasting attraction and intimacy. So, don't make it complicated. Keep it simple and let your actions reflect your sincerity. Be in the moment. As the Stoics would advise, don't waste time questioning what you should be. Just be it. And if you're unsure where to start, just remember, sometimes the simplest gestures, like a well-placed touch, can create the most profound connection. Comment below with, "I am a man of genuine presence," to affirm your commitment to building deeper, more meaningful relationships. Let's master the art of connection together. Secret 5. being her protector in small ways. The idea of being a protector is often misinterpreted by many men. It's easy to think that being a protector means rushing in during a crisis or acting like a superhero, constantly saving the day or playing the role of her personal bodyguard. But the truth is far more nuanced and more powerful than that. While women today are undeniably strong, independent, and fully capable of handling whatever challenges life throws their way, they still secretly crave the feeling of safety that comes from knowing there is someone who has their back, emotionally and physically, in all situations, big or small. This isn't about guarding her from physical threats or rushing to her rescue in dramatic situations. Instead, it's the small, often invisible ways you show her you're there for her, that you're someone she can rely on no matter what life throws her way. The misconception many men have is that being a protector only matters when there's a crisis, when the stakes are high, or when someone is being openly disrespectful or threatening. But the truth is, it's often the little things, the day-to-day moments that truly build trust and deepen emotional connection. Women don't need or expect their partners to be their saviors in every situation. What they deeply crave is the unspoken, consistent reassurance that you are there for them in the most subtle, supportive ways. For example, think about how you act when someone is rude or dismissive toward her. Many men would want to leap into action, perhaps to defend her honor in a loud, public way. But often, the real power comes in how you respond quietly and confidently in those moments. It's about offering her a calm, protective presence, even if it's just a simple touch on the arm or a steady glance to let her know that you've got this. In these moments, you're showing her that her well-being matters to you, not because it's a grand gesture, but because it's a reflection of your respect for her. Then there's the act of ensuring her physical safety without it feeling like a burden or an obligation. Women appreciate when their partner quietly ensures they're safe without making a show of it. Think about how you act when you know she's traveling late or walking home from work. The simple gesture of checking in with her, or even offering to pick her up or make sure she gets to her destination safely, can have a profound impact. The key is doing it in a way that doesn't feel like you're patronizing or controlling, but instead that you're acting out of care and consideration. A protective man isn't someone who hovers or makes a big deal of his actions. He's someone who simply makes sure she's okay, no fanfare necessary. It's these types of small, consistent actions that slowly but surely build a deep sense of emotional security. It's also about being there for her in moments when the situation doesn't explicitly call for protection. Think about how you can offer support in social settings. If she's uncomfortable or feeling awkward, how you position yourself next to her or how you quietly give her the space to express herself can speak volumes. Protection doesn't have to be physical. It can be emotional, mental, and social. Women crave a man who stands by them in moments when they feel vulnerable, not just when things are going well. It's about showing up in those everyday moments, offering silent strength and letting her know she's not alone, even in the most mundane situations. This is what makes her feel protected. Not the grand gestures, but the consistent, reliable support she can count on without ever having to ask. The art of being her protector is about building a foundation of trust and security, one that doesn't require constant validation or attention. A protector in the modern world doesn't need to make a scene or demand acknowledgement. He simply acts with genuine concern and care, consistently showing up for her in ways that make her feel valued, safe, and understood. In fact, the beauty of this kind of protection lies in its simplicity. It's about how you react when she's overwhelmed with stress, how you diffuse tension without adding fuel to the fire, and how you create an atmosphere where she feels safe enough to let her guard down. Being a protector isn't about dominance or control. It's about offering her a sense of peace, knowing that you're there when she needs you without her ever needing to ask. In today's world, where emotional connection is the cornerstone of any successful relationship, being her protector means being emotionally present as much as physically. Modern relationships are built on mutual understanding, respect, and emotional intimacy. A woman wants to feel supported, not just when things are tough, but all the time. She needs a partner who can protect her heart, her mind, and her spirit. And this protection doesn't come from constantly shielding her from harm, but from showing up, day in and in today's world, where emotional connection is the cornerstone of any successful relationship, being her protector means being emotionally present as much as physically. Modern relationships are built on mutual understanding, respect, and emotional intimacy. A woman wants to feel supported, not just when things are tough, but all the time. She needs a partner who can protect her heart, her mind, and her spirit. And this protection doesn't come from constantly shielding her from harm, but from showing up day in and day out in ways that make her feel loved, secure, and seen. It's the little things that count, whether it's being the quiet strength when things get chaotic, offering a shoulder when she needs to lean on you, or simply making her feel that her well-being is your priority. These are the actions that build trust, deepen attraction, and make her feel truly safe in the relationship. So, if you want to become the kind of man who makes her feel safe in every sense of the word, focus on being her protector in the everyday moments. Understand that true protection isn't about how loudly you declare your commitment, but how consistently you show it through your actions. It's not about waiting for a crisis to prove your worth. It's about proving your worth every day in the small, seemingly insignificant moments that, over time, create a deep and lasting bond. The goal is to be the kind of man who she can always count on, not just in the big, dramatic moments, but in all the little ways that truly matter. It's these small, quiet acts of care and protection that will leave a lasting impact, making her feel cherished, safe, and truly valued. Secret 6. The psychological effect of mentioning a dream about her. Let me tell you, most men overlook this, yet it's one of the most potent tools you can wield when you want to create an emotional bond that goes deeper than any compliment ever could. The concept is simple, yet profoundly impactful. When you mention to her that you dreamt about her, you're not just telling her she's beautiful or desirable, you're telling her that even in the deepest, most vulnerable part of your subconscious, she occupies a special place. You're suggesting, in the most subtle way, that she's on your mind, even when you're not consciously thinking about her. Imagine the weight of that. This is more than just a romantic gesture. It's an emotional declaration. Dreams are intimate, raw, and personal. They come from a place within us that is entirely unguarded. To a woman, knowing that she has been present in your mind during those quiet, unfiltered moments of sleep carries a significance that no flattery could ever replicate. It's a bond that communicates depth, connection, and an unspoken closeness. You've let her in a way most others never have the courage to. And that alone, it sets you apart from the pack. This isn't just about showing affection. It's about demonstrating that you're a man who understands the psychological forces that drive connection. Let me remind you, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit, as Aristotle so famously said. Your ability to understand subtle, powerful dynamics, like the role of dreams, is what sets you apart from the average guy. You're a modern stoic, not swayed by the fleeting, shallow exchanges that most men engage in. You possess an inner discipline, a deeper awareness that allows you to forge connections on a higher plane. Don't misunderstand the power here. It's not about fabricating dreams or using manipulative tactics. This isn't about trying to manipulate her emotions or pull some cheap trick. This is about authenticity. If you've had a dream about her, or if you haven't, the key is to convey this thought as a genuine reflection of how she's impacted you, even in your sleep. There's a certain level of vulnerability in admitting this, and women recognize and respect this vulnerability. It's one of the greatest displays of trust you can offer without saying a word. Vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome, says Brené Brown. And she's right. This tactic is the epitome of modern Stoicism. It's not about playing games or seeking validation. It's about being steadfast in who you are and being willing to express it, even in the quiet moments when you're at your most vulnerable. In a world that often prioritizes surface-level interactions, mentioning that you dreamt about her cuts through the noise and signals something much deeper. Now, let's think about the ripple effect this can have. When you tell her, you're not just communicating with her in that moment, you're triggering a cascade of emotions that will keep her thinking about you long after the conversation ends. It's a subtle form of mental and emotional branding. She's now wondering about the content of that dream, about how much space she occupies in your life, how much you really care. You've planted a seed in her subconscious mind, and every time she reflects on that, she'll feel an emotional tug that keeps you in her thoughts. So, here's the deal. If you want to stand out, if you want to be the man who isn't easily forgotten, master the art of subtle psychological influence, not through manipulation or deception, but through sincerity, through vulnerability. Be the man who knows how to make an impact that lingers long after the conversation has ended. Don't settle for fleeting moments. Strive for connections that last. When done right, this simple yet profound gesture of mentioning a dream about her can elevate your status, deepen your connection, and leave a lasting imprint on her mind. Now, I want you to take action because knowing is one thing, but applying it is where the true power lies. Go ahead, drop a comment about a dream you've had recently, or share your thoughts on how powerful a psychological connection like this can be. If you're serious about mastering the art of connection, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready to take your relationships to a new level. Your journey toward emotional mastery starts now. Secret 7. How a well-groomed beard triggers primal attraction. A well-groomed beard isn't just about style or following the latest trend. It's about sending out a message that resonates on a much deeper, subconscious level, triggering primal attraction. Secret number 7 in the 7 hidden secrets that women secretly crave revolves around the magnetic allure of a well-maintained beard. You may look at facial hair as a simple fashion choice or a way to stand out, but science and psychology suggest that it plays a much larger role in how women perceive you. Studies have shown that women often associate men with facial hair with attributes such as strength, maturity, and protection, all qualities that tap into their deepest evolutionary instincts. These qualities go beyond just physical attraction. They represent traits that have been hardwired into human nature over thousands of years, signaling to women that the man in question can offer security, leadership, and resilience. A man with a well-groomed beard is subconsciously perceived as someone who exudes confidence, not just in his appearance, but in his approach to life as a whole. Think about it. A beard that is neatly trimmed and well-maintained suggests that the man wearing it is in control, takes pride in his presentation, and understands the importance of making a good impression. In essence, it communicates that this is someone who has mastery over himself and his environment, qualities that are universally admired. Women are drawn to men who display signs of maturity and reliability, and a well-groomed beard is often a visual cue of these qualities. It is not simply about looking tough or rugged, it's about appearing wise, seasoned, and capable, all traits that are often linked with maturity and life experience. There is something deeply alluring about the idea of a man who has lived through enough to gain wisdom and strength, and who carries himself in a way that commands respect. Research consistently shows that men with facial hair tend to be perceived as older and more mature, which is an undeniable attraction factor for many women. Think about how powerful this connection is. Our subconscious minds are drawn to men who embody these characteristics, which are important for long-term relationships and partnership. A well-groomed beard, in this case, doesn't just make you look more attractive. It positions you as someone with a higher level of emotional intelligence, someone who understands the balance between strength and vulnerability. But let's dive even deeper into why this matters. It's not just about appearing stronger or more mature. It's about conveying that you are a protector. Throughout history, facial hair was often seen as a symbol of power and protection, linked to warriors, kings, and men who were the protectors of their tribes and families. When you wear a well-groomed beard, you are, in a subtle way, signaling that you are capable of providing security, not only physically but emotionally as well. It represents the image of a man who can be relied upon, who can take on responsibility, and who has the emotional depth to stand firm in the face of adversity. Women have always been subconsciously attracted to these qualities because they align with the traits that were essential for survival in ancient times. It's no surprise that, even in today's modern world, these same instincts are triggered when a man sports a beard that is neat and well-groomed. The grooming aspect of this is key too. A messy or untamed beard can sometimes send the opposite message. It can indicate a lack of self-discipline, carelessness, or an inability to take control of one's life. However, when a man's beard is trimmed, shaped, and well-maintained, it shows that he takes pride in his appearance and is capable of self-discipline. This act of grooming is not just about looking good. It's about demonstrating an attention to detail and a commitment to self-care, both of which are incredibly attractive traits. It also shows a respect for the people around you, as you're making an effort to present yourself in a polished and organized way. A man who takes care of his beard, just like a man who takes care of his body, is signaling to the world that he values himself. And when you value yourself, others are far more likely to value you too. There's also an undeniable connection between grooming your beard and embracing Stoic philosophy. Stoics, such as Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, believed in the power of self-discipline, mindfulness, and presenting the best version of oneself to the world. When you take the time to groom your beard with intention and care, you are embodying these Stoic principles. In fact, as the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Just as a gem needs care and effort to shine, so too does a man need to invest time and attention in himself to become the best version of who he can be. The same philosophy applies to your beard. Taking the time to maintain it is not just about aesthetics. It's a reflection of your personal growth, your attention to detail, and your commitment to excellence. So whether you're preparing for an important meeting, going out on a date, or simply interacting with people in your everyday life, remember that your beard is more than just a physical trait. It's a powerful, silent communicator that speaks volumes about who you are as a person. It sends the message that you are strong, mature, reliable, and capable. A well-maintained beard can increase your perceived attractiveness and leave a lasting impression on those around you, particularly women who are naturally drawn to these qualities. Just as the Stoics taught the importance of discipline and self-awareness, grooming your beard is a small but meaningful way to demonstrate those same values. In conclusion, your beard isn't just an accessory or a trend. It's a tool for signaling confidence, maturity, and strength, qualities that are incredibly attractive to women on a primal level. It speaks to our deepest instincts, telling the world that you're someone who can protect, lead, and care for those around you. So the next time you pick up your trimmer or razor, remember that this simple act of grooming is more than just about looking good. It's about projecting the best version of yourself to the world. What do you think? Do you agree that a well-groomed beard has a deeper impact on attraction? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your opinions in the comments below. Final conclusion. Applying these secrets with effortless confidence. You've just unlocked 7 hidden secrets, 7 powerful behaviors that most men overlook. But these aren't just minor tweaks. They are subtle, potent triggers that can reshape how women see you and how you see yourself. The truth is, attraction isn't something you need to chase. It's something you command. Women aren't drawn to desperation or tactics. They're drawn to quiet, unshakable confidence, to a man who stands tall without needing anyone's approval. As the ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is the foundation of what you need to understand. True attraction, whether in a relationship or in life, comes from the energy you bring into every room. The Stoic man doesn't search for validation from others. He creates it within himself. He knows that true power lies in his ability to be at peace with himself, to stand strong in his values and beliefs, regardless of what the world throws at him. It's that strength, that self-control, that makes him magnetic. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude control, not control over them, but control over himself, his emotions, and his actions. It's the quiet strength of knowing when to speak and when to stay silent. It's in the way he moves through life, never needing to prove his worth because he already knows it. The Stoic approach isn't just about thinking your way into strength, it's about living it in every moment. When you carry yourself with this kind of calm and purposeful presence, you will stand out in ways most men cannot even begin to understand. Women notice the man who is grounded in his purpose, whose mind is clear and focused. He's the man who isn't desperate for attention, because he doesn't need it. His value doesn't come from external sources, it's inherent. It's this inner confidence that makes him irresistible. Yet most men miss this simple truth. They chase, they beg, they try too hard, and they wonder why they don't get the results they desire. They never stop to ask themselves, what would happen if I just stopped trying so hard and became the man I know I could be? The man who is sure of his worth, who understands that true attraction isn't a game to be played. It's a natural byproduct of self-mastery. And here's the hard-hitting truth. The difference between you and the 99% of men who miss these powerful, overlooked behaviours is you taking action. The key isn't in overthinking or trying to manipulate situations. It's in becoming a man who knows his own power and letting that power speak for itself. This is the real secret to attraction, and it's the only game you need to play. When you embody this presence, you will command respect and admiration from the women you encounter and from everyone around you. Will you be like the majority, lost in the noise, chasing after something you don't need? Or will you become one of the few men who has mastered himself and his presence, stepping into the top 1% of men who truly understand what it means to be a man of value? If you're ready to make this shift, to step into your true potential and apply these principles with effortless confidence, then it's time to take action. Drop a comment below and tell me which secret surprised you the most. Don't just consume this information, own it. Hit that like button if you're ready to elevate your life, subscribe for more life-changing insights, and stay tuned for future content that will push you to become the man you're meant to be. This is just the beginning. Stay strong, stay sharp, stay stoic. Your journey to mastery starts now.